Not for nothing, yo. How y'all having babies right now, bro? Nah, for like, how are y'all actually having babies right now? How y'all bringing people into this world actively, proactively? I find that maybe I don't know. I find that insane to bring a baby into this world now, 2026, right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, 2026 is the worst year to have a child, and the US fertility rates is saying something, bro. The US fertility rate just hit 1.6 births per woman. That's the lowest in American history. Let me put that number in context real quick. To keep a population stable, which is not growing, not just shrinking, like stable, you need 2.1 births per woman. We're at 1.6. That gap, 1.6 versus 2.1, that's not a statistic. It's millions of people looking at parenthood and deciding that the math doesn't work. And here's what no one's really talking about. In 1957, the US recorded 4.3 million births. The population was about 170 million. Fast forward to 2023, 3.6 million births. The population is 340 million. Double the people, fewer babies, and the line is still going down. So why is everyone suddenly not having kids? Let me give you the number that makes the whole conversation make sense. It now costs $303,418 to raise one child to age 18 in America. That's not even college, by the way, not wedding. That's just food, housing, clothing, healthcare, childcare, and the basics from birth to high school graduation. Lending Tree did the math. That's almost $17,000 a year. And in the first 5 years, when the childcare costs are at the highest, that's $30,000 a year for one kid. The median individual income in America is about $60,000. So for the average person, having one child means spending half your income on that child before you've paid your own rent. And here's the crazy part. The 303,000 number is up almost 20% in just a few years. I mentioned this in the housing video. The same thing is happening everywhere. The cost of raising a kid is going up faster than wages. Way faster. So every year you wait to have kids, the math doesn't get easier. It gets harder. And eventually you just stop waiting and decide not to.
If you're Gen Z, I want to ask you a question. How much do you think childcare costs, right? Because I didn't have to think about childcare until my mom was deported and I had to take care of my siblings, and obviously I have to pay for childcare. I found out because I went to a creator conference, right? And there was a creator who was talking, and she has 3 kids. She pays $60,000 a year after discounts for childcare. $60,000. You know how in Virginia the average is $1,400 for one kid a month. $1,400. You know how much I pay? $150. And that's just because my aunt lives with us and I give her money. And she doesn't expect it because she's my tia, right? I literally just send her $150 every month as like a thank you for taking care of my little brother when I can't. Thank that my sister's 17 years old, because that would be another $150. But that would still be $300. Mind you, in 41 states in the United States, childcare, like literally paying to have your child be safe, costs more than in-state tuition.
Now let me drill into childcare specifically, because this is the line item that breaks people. The average daycare in America costs about $343 a week. That's almost $1,400 a month. That's $17,800 a year. In DC, that's over $24,000 a year. For a nanny, $870 a week. That's more than $45,000 a year. Do you understand what that means? If you have a baby and you work, you need to pay someone else to watch that baby, and that person costs more than rent. In a lot of cities, childcare costs more than housing. So you're paying 2 rents, one for the roof over your head and one for the person watching your kid while you work to pay for both rent. And that's just daycare. That's before the kid needs clothes, before they need food, before they start school and need supplies and activities and a phone and braces and all the other things that add up. This entire thing is designed for a parent that stays at home, but the wages are designed as if the parents are working. So do you see the contradiction? The cost structure assumes a 1950s family, but the income structure assumes a 2026 family, and we're the ones caught in the middle. And here's the thing, and I want to be honest about this, because the easy take is just people can't afford kids, and that's true, but it's not the whole story. 57% of child-free adults under 50 say the main reason they don't have kids is they simply don't want to. It's not that they can't, it's that they looked at the whole package and said no thanks. And I think people miss why that is. It's not that Gen Z hates children. Is that we're the first generation to grow up watching parenthood from the outside. Like, you're supposed to spend $300,000, give up your freedom, your sleep, your hobbies, your body if you're the one giving birth, and a huge chunk of your identity, and in return you get what? Love, fulfillment. Those are real things, by the way, but they're also things you can get from other sources that don't cost $300,000 and 18 years of your life. I'm not saying that's the right way to think about it. I'm saying that's the way a lot of people are thinking about it, because when parents parenthood stops becoming the default and becomes an option, you have to actually want it, and a lot of people just don't. And here's where the conversation gets strange, because there's a whole panic industry around the birth rate. Elon Musk has 14 children and says civilization will collapse if we don't have more babies. I guess he's trying to save us, I don't even know. Government officials in multiple countries are calling it a crisis. South Korea has a fertility rate of 0.72. It's so bad they're paying people to have kids. Japan is shrinking so fast that adult diapers is now outselling baby diapers. And I can't lie, there is something darkly funny about the richest man on earth who will never worry about the cost of a single thing, telling normal people they need to have more children while those normal people cannot afford rent. Like, you've got 14 kids and $1 trillion, bro. And I'm trying to figure out if I can afford a dental cleaning this year. Like, we are not having the same conversation, bro. The people panicking about the birth rate are almost never the people who will actually be affected by it. They are not the ones who'd have to carry the pregnancy, pay the daycare, or put their career on hold. They're the ones who benefit from an endless supply of young workers and consumers. And when the supply runs low, it's a crisis and it's suddenly our fault. And then there's the other layer, the one that people don't like to talk about because it sounds dramatic. Some of us aren't having kids because we don't believe in the future we're bringing them into. Climate change, political instability, and the economy, the housing crisis. Look at the world right now and ask yourself honestly, does this look like a place you'd want to raise a child?
Back to what Jaden Smith was saying. Do y'all see the economical and political state of the world right now? And your first thought is, hey, let me lay in bed and then take peen, raw dogging it, okay? Because I want a baby right motherfucking now. In 2026, I want a baby right now. I don't care what's happening around me. I don't care that my child has to live through this fucking shit show that we have to live through because we were forced to be here. You guys need your ass beat. If you're actively trying to have a baby right now, you need to be jumped. Like, that's actually a hate crime.
For a lot of Gen Z, the decision not to have kids isn't selfish, it's the opposite. It's looking at the world and saying, I don't want to bring someone into this unless I can give them a decent shot. And right now, that shot doesn't exist for most people. Here's the reframe, because I don't want to end on everything is doomed, don't have kids, the end. That's lazy. The truth is, some people still want kids. They want them badly, and they should be able to have them without going bankrupt. The problem isn't that people are choosing not to have children, it's that for the people who do want them, it's nearly impossible to have them. If we actually cared about the birth rate, like genuinely, we would make childcare affordable, we would build more housing, we would offer paid parental leave that actually covers your bills, we will stop treating parenthood like a luxury good and start treating it like a social good that benefits everyone. But we don't want to do that. Instead, we get billionaires on Twitter telling us to have more babies while they lobby against the exact policies that would make having babies viable. The hypocrisy is the point. They don't want to fix the problem, they want you to solve it for them at your own expense. So here's what I want to know. Do you actually want kids? Like, actually? And if you do you think you would be able to afford them? Drop a comment. I genuinely want to see where people land on this. And if you want more of the Gen Z content, drop a sub and like up.